Hey guys and gals, hey, what's up? How you doing? It's your host, Texas Rich for C10 America Mornings. Here on we're broadcasting, right here in the YouTube channel, and then over on Spotify. So if you guys out there are on Spotify, hey, what's up? How you doing? And if you're watching us here on YouTube, how you doing? Hi, a little thing from Joey from Friends. How you doing? Huh? Anyways, we have a big packed show at 9 o'clock over in the Facebook group. We're just going for like half an hour today on YouTube and the podcast. We're going to kind of tell you what we're going to talk about over on, the live. So if you want to watch the recordings on the YouTube, I would watch, the recording before you watch the live, because you know what we're going to talk about over in today's live. Anyways, it's C10 America Mornings. You're listening on the YouTube channel, and you're listening over on the podcast C10 America Talks. Anyways, we're gonna be talking about signups for the magazine, and if you're a member over in the group, you guys only sign up for $5. If you're not a member, then you guys sign up for $10 over at the website. That website is www.c10americamagazine.com. That is c10americamagazine.com. Sign up for $5 if you're a member over on Facebook. Or if you're not a member, sign up for $10 over on the website. Then we take and we talk about the new show coming out on here YouTube and Spotify. It'll be an audio version and a YouTube version. It'll be called Tailgate Thoughts. Tailgate Thoughts. And we're gonna take and we wanted to go over to our friend Tom Abel's this week, but this week came real quick, and we're still playing catch up. We need to get done with the magazine. Here is the little blueprint of the magazine. Everything marked off in green is done. Everything not marked up, we need to still work on. But that's why I'm only doing half an hour. I'm going till 6 o'clock. It's 5:29 right now, so I'll go for half an hour. And then after that, I have 3 hours until the live to work on the lives and all that. And man, I tell you what, I worked Monday through Friday, 9 to 5, 9 to 6, or 6 in the morning till 3. I worked out that worked two jobs out there in California prior to moving here with dad and mom. And I tell you what, when you work for yourself, guys, you're working all the time. But hey, you know what? I'm not saying anything about that. I totally love it. And I probably think I have more passion than I have more passion today than I probably did right when I started. I had all the passion to get going, and wanted to do it and all that. But as a red wine or wine ages over time you get better and better at it. And guys, if you really think about it, I never liked getting, in front of the camera. I never liked, talking to big groups of, people. I'm still a little leery about, talking to big groups of people. I didn't like that class in high school, or oral communication where you had to get up and say, "Hi, my name is Tom, and I am, I did not like that one bit. But hey, it is what it is today. And now, if you really think about it, I've been doing lives for, gosh, almost, 10 years out there because me and Dad moved here to Texas back in late 2015. And we just, I started doing lives for, the old magazine that I worked for in California. And then, after that, I started doing, my own thing. And then after I started my Hot Rod magazine, I started doing, lives promoting, that and stuff. It's, some people got to know me from, that right there. But you know what? If you want something done right, you need to pretty much do it yourself. And, just like working on, trucks and, all that. If, somebody out there pretty much says you can't do it. Well, and it can be done. You need to get out there and do it. Maybe not do it, their way. Do it your own way. Just say, okay, smile, and walk away. And then you can yell, hoot, and holler, away. But you know what? Don't let them see, they got you hot under the collar. Because in that case, they're going to win. They're going to know they got to you. So, just smile, say thank you, walk away, and then, vent, somewhere else. So, anyways, we were gonna unveil, the new kind of talk show, on the podcast and here on YouTube, with Tom Abel. But, anyways, because we're still playing catch up here. And then I didn't really want to, kind of take time to go do that when I still had things to, catch up on and get stuff, knocked out here. So, anyways, what we're going to do, I'm gonna contact Tom later on today. We're going to take and reschedule. I know you guys out there, you were probably anxious, probably wondering, hey, I want to hear the new show. Well, we're going to do the new show, but with it, hit the brakes on that. Well, excuse me, pardon me, we'll see if we can reschedule, down the road, maybe in, next week, if we can. But also, in, the show coming up over on Facebook at 9 o'clock, we'll be talking more about the metal prints. We'll be talking more about the metal features, brand new show boards. We'll get into more, about the show boards. And then plus, guys, we're looking for, people to get on that podcast right back there, and tell us your awesome, passion-loving, heartfelt story, about your C10 truck. And I know there's, a bunch of you guys out there because I see you guys all over, the internet and with your videos. And, I try and comment on like, 10 or 15, a week that, I like that really, kind of intrigued me on, your bills and, all that stuff. Sorry, I haven't been doing that for, I think this week, but, I'm going to get back in there and try and start doing that. I'm going to try and comment on 10 of your C10 videos a week and, all that. Anyways, we're looking at trying to get Chip Foose on the podcast. I know he built, a couple awesome bitchin', C10, trucks. We'll try and get Dave Hindig. We sent a letter out to California, out to Jay Leno. We haven't got a confirmation or we haven't got a reply back. We're gonna take and wait till we see if we hear anything. We had an email just come in. I heard that. We're gonna try and reach out to Tim Allen, see if we can. Joe Martin, and then big news. I'm friends with Joe Coddington, the wife of late great hot rod icon Boyd Coddington, who kind of pretty much shaped my entire career, guys. He is one that set me on the path to photography, and he gave me all the inspiration. The day that I talked to him about, keep on going, and stuff like that. If you haven't heard the story about that, I'll give a little of the story in today's live. That's playing at 9 o'clock Central Time, 9 o'clock Central Standard Time, over in, you got it right, C10 America over on Facebook. Now, I know if you guys are out there listening on, the podcast, C10 America Talks, hey, what's up? I know, there's a bunch of folks out there that download our podcast each and every day, and they're from, far, across the world. They're in Japan, they're in Sweden, they're in India, they're in the UK, they're like, all over there. So we took and we even sat down with, awesome hot rod guru and garage guru, Sam Hard from Hard Up Garage over in, the UK. We talked to Sam probably, a year ago, year and a half ago on, the older podcast. We had Gears, Grease, and Gasoline. And anyways, I want to tell you guys, even though we don't have Gears, Grease, and Gasoline anymore on the podcast, we're going to take and we're going to start putting older episodes of Gears, Grease, and Gasoline for download for 99 cents over on, the website. I can't do it on Spotify. I can't do it on, the podcast platform that I'm on right now, because they don't offer that. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna keep it free on Spotify, so you can go download, listen to your heart's consent and all that. And I'll put the new stuff up, C10 America. Keep that, downloadable, and keep the original content free, but bonus content of C10 America will be a premium at 99 cents a download over on the website. And then we'll have, the old episodes of Gears, Grease, and Gasoline over on, the website for download too. So we'll be talking all about that, awesome, stuff like that. I'll be talking again about Meta what Meta said to us when they emailed us, I'm not going to tell you because you're not going to go over and watch it. But I tell you what, Meta, the company behind Facebook, they emailed us, and if you guys tune in at 9 o'clock, you will find out why they contacted us. Let's say we'll talk about your shop, your garage, or your man cave on today's show. If you guys out there, you're wondering or thinking about advertising or becoming a sponsor, we want you to do just that. You can do it for 3 months, you can do it for 6 months, or pick the 12-month plan, the 3 or the 6. Then we talk about the Mini Mic Pro Wi-Fi microphone. We used to always rave about that, and talk about that. And there was an instance that my buddy rolling with Roller and Derek Jeff from Colorado, who was involved in a little incident with the Mini Mic Pro at the last show that he went to. So we covered that. We talked about that over in today's show. We're gonna do our old hot rod interviews put on the website, like I said. Let's see here. Anyway, we had a couple people in the group wondering if we're gonna come out to the GM truck show, down in Abilene this weekend. Well, I can't. This weekend's my birthday weekend, and I can't make it Saturday. We have plans on Saturday. We're going out, doing something. If it was not on this weekend, then I could say about coming out to it. My buddy Jamie, give him a big shout out. He got his 11 by 14 feature. He's in the magazine issue number 6. Plus, if you guys have never heard of C10 America, we're an online digital magazine. You can sign up. You guys sign up for only $10. But if you're a member over in the group, all the members sign up for only $5. So if you're a member, find me in the group, contact me. What's so cool about working at home, guys, I get showered, I walk down the hall, and I come in that door right there. I shut that door, and when I shut that door, I'm here in my office, pretty much all day. We're at 5:44, so it's almost 6, not quite 6, but anyways, let's see. Jimmy got his new metal feature. We only do metal features for 1 people that are members in the group, and 2, we have to choose, your truck to be, in the magazine. And don't worry, you guys, you're listening and you're members, in, the group and all that, and say, hey, I've been members for all this long and I haven't had my truck featured yet. If you're members in, the group, don't worry about it because we haven't picked your truck. We're probably gonna go ahead and pick it sometime for one issue coming up. Now if you're not a member, I'm not gonna beat around the bush. I'm gonna just come out and tell you, if you're not a member, we're not gonna put you in the magazine. You need to be a member to be in the magazine. So if you're not a member, you're not going to go in it. So we have 68 6,000 members over in, Facebook. That is so cool, and it keeps on growing every day. And it was like for almost like a week and a half straight, we were holding on to 68.5, and then last weekend we hit 0.6. So that's awesome. My buddy Roller and Derek, told me that he's what, I believe by Christmas you guys are gonna hit 70,000 in that group over there. And you know what, I kind of believe him now, because we're 68.6. I mean, I think there's a good chance we can right now. What it's August now, it'll be September, then October, November, December, three months. I think so, folks. So anyways, we'll be talking about a lot of stuff. By the way, if you have not gone into our lives over on Facebook, it is going to be 2 hours. We went from 1 hour to 2 hours, and that podcast that we put up yesterday is a 2 hour long podcast. So hopefully you guys out there on Spotify and here on C10 America Talks, on that podcast right up there, right above. Hopefully you guys enjoyed that podcast and all that stuff. And I will be going out to shops and garages. And what just gets me sometimes is when I can't go out to shops and garages when I'm working on the magazine. When I'm in the middle of the magazine, it makes it hard for me to get up out there, and makes it hard for me to go deliver stuff, because I'm putting myself a day back. But you know what, I tell the guys and gals out there that they're local, that buy print, that are thinking about buying a print, but then once they find out the price, the tax and the shipping, then that kind of turns them off on the shipping part, with everything added up. And so one of my selling points is if you're local in the area and you buy a metal print, I can deliver that to you. So anyways, we have a jam-packed show today, so you want to come in. We're talking about the new mics coming, and why the new mics are coming, and what's so cool about these mics compared to the Mini Mic Pro. I'm not gonna tell you. If you want to find out, you need to go over to Facebook at 9 o'clock and get a drink, or get something to eat, some food, a snack, because it'll be a 2 hour long live over in the group. And guys, it feels almost like 1 hour over in the group. And that's what's so cool, because I get on here and just start talking about the group and all that. Anyways, you also want to find out why Old Air Products contacted us over at C10 Nationals. So Old Air, we were walking through the venue and we were given something by Old Air Products. You guys out there, Old Air Products, you guys rock. When I get my new, C10s and all that, they won't be new. They'll be new to me. Once I get them, I will be maybe putting in Old Air, to update, the air that is, in there, guys. We'll be talking about, a bunch of stuff on, today's show. I need to thank my sponsors. We have a brand spanking new one. There's a video right now, the podcast, and, the YouTube video is brought to you by the EdgeRadioUS.com. The EdgeRadioUS.com. My buddy, awesome guy out there in Louisiana. The EdgeRadioUS.com introduces the number one, the guy himself, the owner of the Edge Radio US, none other than Mr. Johnny Blender. Johnny Blender, it is an awesome to work with you. He has, the radio voice. He has all that. And check this out, guys. Johnny is retired, I believe, and he builds hot rods in his garage, and then he does an internet radio station. Is that not the lot? That's awesome. He's building hot rods. I would love to have my podcast and build C10 trucks. That would be so cool. That would be a no-brainer, No-brainer. Anyways, if I can run down, a couple of advertisements, sponsors, right here, real quick. I won't get into everything, but I want to say a big shout out to Boss Hog Torque Converters. You guys rock over there in Muscle Shoals, Alabama. They're located at 2817 East Avalon Avenue, Muscle Shoals, Alabama, 35661. If you want to give them a call, toll free, area code 888-267-7464. That number again, 888-267-7464. Then let's hop down to Bridgeport. Yesterday's 50s Diner, located 305 West US Highway 380, Bridgeport, Texas, 76426, 76426, area code 940-683-6620. That number again, area code 940-683-6620. Then let's head out to Frisco, Loaded Dice Speed Shop. My buddy Aaron Weaver and his wife out there, they're located at 6831 ASH Street, Frisco, Texas. If you want, or if you need to email them, do so at garage@loadeddicespeedshop.com. garage@loadeddicespeedshop.com. That is my buddy Aaron Weaver. If you need to call him, area code 214-705-6442. That number again, 214-705-6442. Anyways, give them a little ringy dingy. They'd love to, hear from you guys, and especially if you have a breed or a build in the mix, that needs built, they would love to, hear you guys. And then, last but not least, I certainly don't want to, forget them. They're a big part of me, Dad, coming here and being involved with a, car show and all that. We've been doing it for 11 years, buddy. Connor's Car Show over in Keller, Texas. Put on over at the Keller Town Hall. They also have Connor's Foundation. It's probably connorsfoundation.org. They have the Connor's Car Show. So if you guys feel need to, donate, you want to give a donation, $5 to like $500. It does not matter because, it all adds up. And all the monies goes to, the kids with special needs and all that from now until, whenever, it just goes out there. It goes out to, the Cooks Children's Hospital, the Down Syndrome Partnership, and right now, Scottish Rite Hospital. So that is totally awesome. So if you guys want to, volunteer or you want to help park cars, all that, cool stuff, then go to connorscarshow.com. And there's a whole list of, things I think they need help doing. Anyways, guys, if you're not signed up to the awesome magazine, C10 America, this one here is issue number 3. We have, check it out, issue number 6 coming out to you guys. It's only $10 to get signed up over on, the website. $10. Check this out. If you guys are members right here, are right over, I forgot we're on YouTube, but if you're members of, the group over on Facebook, then you guys sign up only for $5. And I know you guys probably say, well, I've been in the group for, maybe a couple months, but I haven't signed up yet. Well, still, nonetheless, if you're members, you guys contact me. I'll sign you up for only $5. And then our, awesome magazine will come right to your inbox. I know some folks out there love, the print magazine, all that stuff. And that's great. That's awesome. That's good. But we're not that. We're not a, print magazine. Anyways, we have, let's see, I have four t-shirt ideas right here in my hand. I'll be talking about these t-shirts over in, the group today. So you need to go over and check those t-shirts out. And then I'll be printing out, more awesome designs for all y'all. And was that even a word? For you guys. And then we'll put them up on, the website, not C10AmericaMagazine.com. We took and we partnered with another magazine. And see, when I'm in the middle of a magazine, I gotta try and make time to do everything else. But it isn't that long for, the lives are part of the magazine. So when I'm designing the magazine, the promotion of the magazine is, part of it. So these videos, you're probably wondering, well, if you're so, someone's thinking about time that you don't have for the magazine, why are you doing these lives and this video? Well, I'll tell you why I'm doing this live and these videos and the podcast. Well, I can do the podcast at the same time that I do the YouTube. So bam, I got the YouTube and I got the podcast done for the day. And I only do it for half an hour early in the morning. I wake up at 4:30. I'll probably start waking up about 4 o'clock in the morning. Then I have half an hour to do the video for YouTube, half an hour to do the podcast, and then, stop. Then I got 3 hours to design the magazine, and then boom, I do the Facebook page for 2 hours. So I'm good to go on that. Hey guys, we are 2 minutes after 6 o'clock. We'll take and get off here. If you're still listening on the podcast, I want to thank you. You guys are totally awesome. And we'll see you tomorrow with another update. Hopefully I'll have something else to update you guys what we're talking about over in the live. We love you, and we'll see you guys soon. Take care.